I'm going to keep it rolling, so give it up for where he's from this area. Give it up for Nathan Coon!
Oh, works? Yeah. Thank you, Maddie. Yes, as he said, my name is Nathan Coon. Although, for the sake of sensitivity, I'm considering getting it changed to Nathan Person of Color. That's a little safer bet. If you've not seen my comedy before, my apologies in advance. If you have seen my comedy before, you might be wondering what exactly I've done to my beard. Did I lose a bet? No. Was it accidental? Also no. Did I get into Civil War reenactments? No, actually. As cool as that sounds, I'm not sure if I could handle getting quite that much pussy. I just figure if I'm supposed to be doing comedy anyways, what's funnier than me normally? That's me attempting mutton chops.
Yes, we're pursuing the suspect regarding charges of attempted mutton chops. So you're going to need higher follicle density if you're going to pull that off. Shit's looking wiry, bro. Also, where's the rest of your chin? All button chop owners are legally required to present at least level 2 chin clearance. Looks like you're still working on level 1, but...
That's also why I'm wearing this dumbass shirt. I like the fact that it's a short sleeve hoodie, but I don't dig the fact that I got it at a thrift store and I have to deal with the fact that it says blood, sweat, respect. First two you give, last one you earn. Man. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you ladies are having fun. I know sometimes you guys get dragged up these things. It's not really so much your style. But unless maybe you really like hearing people talk about their masturbation habits. But never fear, because I'm going to start by talking about chocolates. You guys, have you ever seen these things, candy bars in the store? They're called, the wrapper says Twin Bing. They're Twin Bing bars, and they have 2 lumps of cherry nougat, sort of encased Han Solo style, bar of chocolate, and hence Twin Bing bar. And I've never had them because I'm not a particularly big fan of cherry, but I think it's a funny name because to me, Bing Bar sounds like a racial slur we haven't discovered yet. Hey man, did you see the Bing Bar stand at the market? Dude, you can't call them that anymore. What? No, I'm talking about those little brown things. Your wife's always trying to sneak one. Yeah, I love it. Whatever problems you and Heather have, I wish you the best, I really do, but mind keeping your voice down? I don't know if you've noticed or not, but we're surrounded by Bing Bars. You fucking... You just killed? We got the lactose intolerant people in the crowd. A little bit. Yeah. Don't mean to flex on you too hard or anything, but right before I came here, I had a grilled cheese sandwich and washed it down with a pint of whole milk. I'm going to take a normal shit later. Sucks to suck, as the saying goes. I think it was Jesus that said that. It's surprisingly obscure given that it comes from the Sermon on the Mount. Most people are familiar with, he said, blessed are the meek, they shall inherit the earth. But after that he continues, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. But if ye be neither meek, nor hungry, thirsty, merciful, pure in heart, nor peacemaker, then sucks to suck. That's the end of that passage. They don't teach that part of church. Speaking of things people believe without proof, anybody here believe in aliens? Yeah. Don't care, it doesn't matter. I believe there might be aliens. I don't believe they've actually been here. I'd like to see it though. I think that'd be kind of interesting. They say that whatever radio signals humans send just go on into space forever until they hit something. And I hope that's true. And I really like to imagine the first message that aliens ever respond to being send nudes. 15, 20 years, something like that. Aliens get out and go, you were looking for us? Sorry, we're the news. Excuse me? Yeah, it's kind of weird. Nobody usually requests us. Why? What do you do? We're going to skin your whole planet. Sorry to come again. Like I said, I thought it was weird too. Like, I don't know why anybody would call for it specifically, but there were a whole lot of these messages that said sent news, so it wasn't a mistake. It took us a long time to get here. We're a little cooped up, and frankly, it's time to get on with the skinning. And you're like, so when you say skinning the whole planet, you mean like the surface of the planet? No, everything. Skinning your planet and everything in it. If it's got skin, it ain't gonna real soon. What about me? You got skin? No? Yeah, well, we'll find out about that. I think that'd be pretty funny, like the whole human race gets wiped out just because we were trying to get some strange. Like, the tagline for that movie is, they were trying to get pussy, but now they're all getting fucked. I'd like to write a movie where people stumble upon naked humanoids in the woods, and like, they don't seem dangerous, they befriend them. Talking about aliens, not ghosts. Find some humanoids in the woods, they befriend them, and it's kind of weird because the humanoids have been watching the people and sort of learning their ways, so they can speak like quasi kind of English. And so over the course of the movie, they teach our protagonists the meaning of love and life through emotional montages and swelling music. And but then at the end of the movie, it turns out they're not aliens, they're just Dutch. Yeah, they didn't come from outer space, they came from a rave. It's also why they were naked, and I believe they were extraterrestrials. So we had lactose intolerant. We got any racially intolerant people? You don't have to be full racist, just kind of weird on the subject. I have a buddy who told me he thought that I do kind of edgy comedy, which, man, if the joke's there, I'll go for it, but it's not. I don't really consider it my shtick. Especially, it seems like the bar these days is so low, people are really touchy. About all it takes these days to be edgy is just say the word Mexican. Yeah, you see how everyone here is having just a slightly worse time than they were. Like, Mexico, fine. Mexican, everyone's like, it's called with food or jumping beans, or I'm out. Actually, jumping beans is problematic on its own, so I hope you're just suggesting go ahead and stay. This is definitely not the kind of person you could ask if they wanted to split a bing bar. I probably think you were asking if they wanted to take part in a hate crime. Oh my God, is that a new term for curb stomping? And if you do run into one of these people, I implore you to use the word midget. It's not cool. The politically correct term is bonsai humans. Which is a step in the right direction. It's a small step because, short legs. But I think it's an improvement. You shouldn't really be able to get offended to being called bonsai. That's cool. Say, pretend you're on a date and say the guy you're with, he's talking all this shit and he's making a really big point about look, I'm not trying to brag, but when we get back to my house, you might notice in the front yard, I got a tree. You're like, hey dude, hey bartender, can I get an angel shot, please? Give me that. But if he says he has a bonsai tree, you're like, this guy's good with his hands and likes tying limbs into knots. Plus he can keep shit alive. If he has a bonsai tree, he will definitely eat your pussy ladies. You gotta keep the garden warm. But you do have to let him tend to your bush with a tiny little rake. Slaps a label on the fire. Wraps a little wire around your clit so it grows in the right direction. You guys to the bonsai dudes. It reminds me of something I heard something Abraham Lincoln said, which was, "Oh my God, Stephanie, he is totally checking out your ass." I don't know if you know this or not, Abraham Lincoln was super gay. That's why his wife hated him. His whole marriage was a farce. Sure, he freed the slaves, but it wasn't a grand humanitarian act. He just wanted a fresh and grateful supply of strapping young black men for his harem. John Wilkes Booth wasn't a Southern sympathizer, he was a former gay lover. Just some twink that got bent that old honest David chose a Mandingo over Gringo. Wasn't just gay either. Abraham Lincoln was a freak. He used to wear a strap-on dildo on his hat underneath the collar. The hat was there to hide the dick part, and the beard was there to hide the strap. Don't believe everything you hear in history books, ladies and gents. It might have been written by someone like me. And I suppose I'll end on this because it's either going to be a good closer or it's going to kill the whole set and we'll all be happy about it anyway. Defending Bill Cosby. Someone's got to do it, right? No, really, whatever you think of what he did, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not great. But we live in a country where whatever you did or allegedly did, you get a lawyer. Worked out for OJ. I think even Osama bin Laden got a lawyer, and no one's going to say Cosby's worse than bin Laden, are they? I mean, unless Cosby is the reason that Building 7 fell. Maybe he roofed the support columns. But it's pretty clear that he did the rapes. So puts his legal team kind of in a tough spot. Here's how I would have handled the situation. Of all the things people have ever considered Bill Cosby, I don't think it's unfair to say a sex symbol is not one. I suppose if you want to be technical about it, nowadays he is a sex symbol, but more like the symbol for radioactivity. But I don't even think in his younger days he probably wasn't super successful with women. Funny guy, sure, but he's got the eyes of Igor from Young Frankenstein. And a nose that looks like it was drawn by a racist cartoon artist. He would decide if he hated black people or Jews more. Is that really the kind of guy you want hanging over you at night, ladies? Sweating and grunting, giving you the bug eyes while he whips out Fat Albert and tries to break the butt button. Frankly, drugging his woman beforehand may have been the most humane way Cosby could have fucked her. Think about it. You're told you get to have sex with a celebrity, and then you find out that celebrity is Bill Cosby. Even before all the bad news came out, that's not a great deal for you. It's like if they go, we're sending you and a celebrity to a sexy blind date on a private island. You go, that sounds pretty nice. You get there, yeah, this island is pretty nice. And then the celebrity is Quentin Tarantino. Is that right? Can I switch? It's not I don't get me wrong, I respect your work. My ex-boyfriend really liked Reservoir Dogs, but this isn't really my idea of a date. You probably wouldn't even like my fee anyway. So I mentioned Bill was probably in a similar spot, and so he cooked himself up a good plan as well as some really good drinks. He was going to give these ladies some famous cock, but spare them the indignity of remembering what it's like to have a naked Bill Cosby on top of them. That's the best I can come up with. I don't know what his actual legal defense was, because I never watched any of the news or any of the documentaries about it. I'm sure that they're interesting, though. It's like some lady with a blurred out, blacked out face and a witness protection voice just went, "And he told me he wanted to put his foot in his vomited. And if I Jello pudding." I used to love Jello pudding. I could never eat it again. And one time I was at an ugly sweater Christmas party. And my buddy Brian came up, he's black. He came up behind me with a sweater and I started having flashbacks.
lying me down on the couch and put the ice pack on my forehead. Well, it wasn't an ice pack, technically, it was a bag of frozen tears, but I got the job done.
As fun as that bit is for me to do, what's funner is thinking about the thoughts that must have been going through the head of the guy walking behind me in the Walmart parking lot when I discovered I could do that voice. I probably thought he was witnessing a possession. Jesus Christ, so bath salts making a comeback. That's just Nathan Good on standard mode. Now you're all witnesses too.